mentally stable. But I mean, from this experience, I think going forward, we need to insist on this. What wanafaa kuwa check? Unajua, maybe we can be dealing with someone who has problems. Unajua, and at this, when I sit in place and wengi mchukua tumpeleke Mathare tupime, you get my point. Eh? So, back to the topic. There's something that mimi iliniguza that I think we should also push for it. There's only one thing. I know sometimes wanasema mgala muue lakini haki umpe. As much as I didn't want to give this guy any credit at all, I'm not even giving him credit. I'm just saying what he said because it has not worked yet. But if this thing works, I think it can solve some of the problems, especially this of integrating all the payments as a government. For example, ukiingia kwa national park ama unaenda any government service zikuwe zote synchronized, unagua zikuwe synced for one payment system. This will save a lot. Hii ni kitu tu nani CS wa finance anaingia tu kwa system anakilika anaangalia leo watu wamelipa hii much. This is what the government has earned from the services. Unaget? So there will be no like unaenda huku unaenda. See, I'm saying this because if everything is online system, like those of us, some of us in the diaspora, these things didn't work. Unaingia kwa government portal unalipa. Yani these things are seamless. Unajua mambo na hacking, those ones are there, cyber security, that's for another day. But assuming everything is seamless, like we synchronize payment into one portal, unajua this one will help us. So kunanga mambo ati tunangojea payment from this side. You know, I'm saying this because last time I was in Nairobi, unajua when you are in the diaspora, there's one thing what tunasema like wa Kenya, if you can survive hapo Nairobi for 5 years, 6 years, hustle Nairobi, you can live in any country in the world unaweza hustle. Me, hapo Nairobi, there's something I realized. I don't know if it's still there. You see, watu wanapeananga tickets. One time I want you to take your due diligence na uangalie. These tickets zinakuanga mara mbili. Kuna mtu anakuja na book copy. These are like fake money. But sasa, who has that capability ya kuenda kuangalia this receipt is fake, this is real? Unajua, that's how they work. So kuna collection inaendanga kwa one person, this one inaenda kwa one. There's a lot of money inakuanga wasted. If they can integrate this, unajua, all system payments were synchronized. I think this is a positive thing that I can take from his speech, and I hope going forward, if this can work, we can push from this, and it can help us a lot of pilferages in the government sector, especially in the public service, where services inakuanga kama unanunua chakula ya kuku. I'll be listening, and wherever I have time out, I'll always be coming back. Peter, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Kuna mtu amesikia nikisema msupport studio akaingia akasupport. Thank you so much Kevin hapo hivi kwenye tipja. I see the one and only Victor. Habari. Amtukua kutuni kwa Ras G kwanza. Ras G alafu Victor. Ras. Habari.
Hata nishatoa mic.
Shida simu yako ni inaweza overheat upotee hadi kwa speaker. Hebu ongea kabla ipotee. Ni aje Vic?
Yes. Niko poa kabisa. Mimi hakuna kitu huyo Abimelech anaweza sema hata nisikie. The only good thing out of that speech is cancelling that Adani contract. And na hata sio ati we are not even supposed to applaud that. That is something he should have done in June. Given all the cases that we have seen in Bangladesh, in Australia, the fact that even this Swiss newspaper also published some sort of indictments and walikuwa nazo. So they're just scammers. They're just scammers. Even in India itself, if you watch those news, India, just on YouTube, blah blah, ungeona there was a lot of discussion venye yes wanakuja na hiyo clean intention, lakini chini ya maji wako tu ni wakora kabisa. I'm just happy that our strategic asset like energy is not something that we should be giving to somebody like this kwenda kushikilia. Another strategic asset like JKIA. I mean, we can. I have always said this, and I still insist. JKIA is a profitable entity. Na saizi, with all the mismanagement and all the corruption and nepotism and putting political cronies in that institution, yet it's still able to make 19-20 billion shillings a year in terms of revenue and profit in the range of 5 to 7 billion. Just make JKIA the way you did Safaricom. Make it a PLC, a public limited company. Gava ibaki na 49% ya share ownership, ama hata kama ni 60, iweke 40 kwa stock market. We will buy them. We will buy them because JKIA it's something yenye will always give you return for investment because we are a hub in the region. And if we invest more in JKIA, it means more cargo planes, more passenger planes will come in because we have a decent airport and Nairobi is also strategically located. So that's a win-win situation. Hii kitu mnataka kupatia mtu ataenda kuhold airport for 30 years. Na hata hiyo 30 years awaambii conclusively what they are going to be building. Wanasema tutakuwa tunaangalia maybe after 5 years tunafanya hii, after 10 years tunafanya hii. No, we can do this thing. In fact, I even saw some people say that tupeleke airport, tuipeleke Konza. Ijengwe huko airport mpya, alafu Wilson itolewe mali Wilson iko ende kwe JKIA, and then Wilson can be made into something else. It can be brought down and it becomes a commercial center. Then JKIA becomes our local Wilson. And so on, and we move on. But it's like these people don't think. Alafu unaona vile Abimelech ametupa Wandai na Chirchir chini ya basi leo hata plus baba yote. This morning Wandai was just busy defending Adani thing in a Senate committee, only for his boss to go and say something else on live TV. Yani rais mwenyewe ana complain about communication, na yeye mwenyewe a communicate hata na watu wake. I think he was trying to score some political points because the church has been on his neck, Kenyans have been on his neck. Hata nimeona Wakorino leo asubuhi walikuwa na, I don't know whether ni leo ama ni jana, walikuwa na some pressure on his neck. The Law Society of Kenya, the Human Rights Commission, everyone is on his neck. So maybe hii ilikuwa tu ni appeasement. Kwa sababu I think your news ya US was just timely for him. It could just have been, maybe this is the thing that I need to power say under the bus. Because if I've been agreeing with them all this time, there's no way I can change my mind. But me, I don't care for his reasons. What I care is that those two assets are very important because these are things that we can do locally. These are things that we can do locally. Because if look at this, they say that Adani will invest 95 billion in energy infrastructure for 30 years. Just look at the circles that we have in Kenya, from Harambee Sacco all the way to my local one in the village. Stima Sacco peke yake, which I'm also a member, iko na asset base ya karibu 50-something billion. Harambee Sacco also the same range. Police Sacco the same range, and so on. Man, you can talk to some of these local circles because these are now Kenyans themselves. Chukueni hii infrastructure ya stima ikuwe yenu na mujenge, and you run it for 30 years, na hiyo pesa inabaki locally. We don't want pesa inatoka hapa nje ndani ya nchi when we are already struggling with circulation and everything. You still want to bring people who will be shipping money outside. And Amerik said something that, Adani was a Kenyan. Hii ilikuwa tu ni face. Adani was a Kenyan who wanted to kukula hivi vitu zote, but ni kama sasa mambo imeenda mrama. But other than that, all these things that he is saying about uchumi imepanda, I mean, those macroeconomic indicators zenye naongelea, it's well and good on paper, but if people cannot feel the effect in their pockets, in their shopping basket, and in the way in their spending habits, then there's nothing, you cannot convince them otherwise. Yeah? You cannot tell me that inflation is at 2.7%, which is possibly true, but nikienda dukani, I'm still spending more. So it doesn't help me. All those things don't help me. You either do two things. Either you increase my wages so that I can be able to afford more and have more disposable income left, or the costs come down so that even if my salary has not gone up, niko na pesa bado imebaki ya kufanya vitu zangu. And I also want to agree with Japunj. I think for me, the chief idea, whatever it is called, I think that idea is good. But serikali ya Abimelech na wafuasi wake, they are very bad communicators and they are very bad executioners. Wako na haraka. Na wako na haraka because they want to score political points. You don't need to score. Kenya haihami. Kenya haihami. Hii kitu ungesema tu hata tunataka kuanza hii shift SHA implementation na Kisumu County, for instance. Then you spend your time in Kisumu County and you make sure that the transition is seamless. You learn the mistakes there. You get reports about, okay, hapa tulifanya makosa, hii na hii ilifanyika, before you roll this thing out. Apparently, there was some news report that they did some trials in Marsabit and Isiolo, and the uptake of this transition was not really good, but they never said anything. Wakakuja wakasema, oh, let us just shift to this thing. Yes, it may work 2 years down the line, but the number of lives that have been lost, that will be lost in those 2 years, we can never bring them up. We can never bring them back. And that's the most important thing. If somebody has lost a parent, a brother, a sister, a child, a grandparent, because wameenda hospitali na shift SHA haifanyi kazi, or ABCD is not working, I mean, what do you want them to do? Yeah? We hear of these multiple cases in the media. What about those that we don't hear? What about ule mtu ako Bundus uko ndani, Kabartonjo uko ndani, mwenye hata hakuna hata maybe newspaper imewahi fika huko, utajuaje kama anateseka? So these are the little things that for me I think this government needs to work on, even as they prepare to vacate office in 2027. These are the little things they need to work on. Angalau waseme watakuwa na ka legacy. Alafu na hiyo kitu ingine ya digitized government payment system. I think for me that's a big plus. If they can sort that out vizuri, na hii mambo ya e-procurement, that's its end to end. Alafu hii tabia ya serikali badala ya kununua a biro pen at 10 shillings or 20 shillings, whatever the price it is right now, wananunua at 100. If we can just eliminate that, my friend, we are good to go. We are good to go. Yeah? And it means all that excess money inaenda kwa procurement inajaza mifuko za watu, wengine wananunua nao Bentleys na Range Rovers without ever working or doing anything. Then we will have enough money to invest in, say, this energy infrastructure, roads, markets, schools, hospitals. Kwa sababu hapa kwa procurement pia ndio vitu zinakulwa. But rais amekuja na anaongea tu superficially. Yeah? Anaongea tu superficially. Yet I would have expected him aende na Mr. Mbadi, this is what I want to see. Mr. Murkomen, this is what I want to see. Yeah, and within 3 months we want to see results. You put those ministers to make up on the spot. That is the only way, because those people are not your friends. Yeah? Kikiumana, they will be the first ones to run away from you. They will be the first ones to, because nobody likes a sinking ship. Yeah? Kikiumana, ndo nasema, but unajua urais tumekuwa tukiongea na yeye na aski. He doesn't listen. Yeah? So I think for me, government as a whole, communication yao tu ni mbaya kabisa. Yeah? It's only yesterday that some of them, like all the talks and the whatever, after the US wali indict Adani, ulikuwa unaona hizo vitu za stop shaming Adani blah blah. Leo the moment rais ameruka hiyo story, wamekuja tena story mpya. Watu hawana msimamo. Hawana msimamo kabisa. But all in all, I think Kenyans, we are in a good space. Our voices work. Let nobody cheat us. Sauti yetu inafanya kazi. When Amenya broke this story Adani in June, nobody thought that thing would not go through. But leo tumeona the importance of our activism. Whether it's digital, whether it's on the ground, whether it's kwa kotini, tuzidi kufanya hivi. Tuzidi kuwa active citizens. The more active we remain as citizens, the better our country will be. Because hawa watu hakuna mali watajificha. And if you are MP, if you are here and your MP was supporting Adani na leo amebadilisha story, ukikutana na yeye mwambie ukweli. Tell them, are you a member of parliament or are you a cow being milked by Bill? You have to decide one thing. Choose one place ambayo utasimama. tujue kama wewe ni ng'ombe unakamuliwa ama wewe ni mbunge unaenda kutetea wananchi. You cannot be those two, that leo uko pande hii na kesho rais akiruka uko pande hii. It's the same thing with the finance bill. Walipiga kura all for it, rais akiruka, they are the same people clapping behind him. I mean, what kind of people are these? The fact that they gave the president a standing ovation in parliament at the Council Adani deal, when it is the MPs who are supposed to be scrutinizing those things even before the executive starts initiating any sort of PPP talks. Alafu wako hapo wanapiga makofi. Sasa sijui wanataka tupige mayowe na nderemo tukiwa thank. No, me, I'm not going to thank any of them because they're all useless. Yeah, none of them except a few people, except a few MPs who I can say labda naona ile kazi wanajaribu kufanya, but many of them bure kabisa. Asante PP.
Asante sana.